Hey, GLP-1 plus size community. Before we jump into the podcast, please take the time to leave us a 5-star review on whatever audio platform you're listening to the podcast on. Share your story and how the podcast has helped you. This will help us get referred up in the audio platform so that we can reach more people that need our help, our support, and guidance from our doctors. Help us get loud and change things.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Ro helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Losing weight with GLP-1s is possible through Ro.
Welcome to the Plus Size
Hey.
podcast. Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey, how's it
I
going?
might fall over and sleep on the microphone.
No, go sleepy. No, we have a show to do. And I'm so glad you're here. Kat's been through it. So if I talk a lot more than usual, I'm sorry. But that's what she does for me when I'm tired. When does that happen, Kim? Never. You're always running.
Never. No, I did it to myself today, so I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have
I
you.
just couldn't turn down work today. I was like, gosh, you know what? Yeah, let me go ahead and do all this work today. Yeah.
Stop doing
'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
Quit it. Stop it.
Well, got
I
a few
know.
trips coming up. As
I
my
get
husband
it.
would say, I need to stack up my chicken money.
That's right. Because you're going to Paris, right? And then
Yes,
where else you
and
going?
then I'm doing my booze cruise. It's actually
Booze
booze,
cruise.
BOOS, because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
But I would imagine,
That's funny. That's right. Because the booze cruise is on your birthday, right? Isn't it the Margaritaville or is that different?
Yeah, it's like it's my birthday, but it's like not. It's my birthday month. It's
I would just
actually
like to say,
Scorpio
friends, this is what it
season.
looks like when you don't have children and you have the amazing life where you can just go to freaking Paris and Margaritaville. Cat tells me.
So
all
when
the
you
time.
decide to lean in
She's
on
like,
the
"Where are you
child-free
going?"
life,
Daytona.
you what? What'd you say?
You'll be like, "Where are you going for vacation?" I'd be like, "Daytona." Yeah.
I mean, it was like that for a long time too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
some
Listen,
life-changing, some things
Yes.
didn't, work out the way I want. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go start living now. Shh.
Yeah. And then people with
Yeah.
kids are looking at you going, "Damn, I want to go to Paris."
I was like, listen,
You
my
got kids.
my womb did not create them. So you can kiss my
Aren't you?
sorry.
Okay. This
you know
episode
what?
comes out after our one where we talk about menopause and
Oh, really?
reducing all the things. Yeah. So
You know what? I feel like, remember I used to always say, like, was it called divine timing? Yeah, maybe I was just supposed to be the fun aunt.
But
do
you
think
are the
that
best fun aunt in the land.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to
With
happen.
less stretch marks. Anyway, digress. We're getting silly. Okay. So if you're new here, hey, my name's Kim. I'm the loudmouth, even though Although if you meet us in person, you'll
I
realize
don't know.
it's the reverse. It's the reverse.
It's definitely the reverse.
Yeah, for sure. Kat just says I'm type A with the podcast, but just not anywhere else in life. But
I don't know.
right?
I don't know.
So this show is called the Plus Size Podcast. Our podcast is about education and advocacy around metabolic disease. So that could be obesity, PCOS, type 2 diabetes, lots of different things. But basically, there's a whole lot of endocrine disruptors out there. And we talk about all that here because we want you to have all that information so you feel educated. You can have really good conversations with your provider and with your family and your friends and everybody about this because we're ditching the shame. Okay. Our podcast, we are glad that you're here. We want you to understand that we know that you have a lot of options. Our podcast is very reputable. It's ranked in the top 1% of all podcasts in the world. And it is
world.
In the world, Kat says. It's won 4 awards. We have experts on here. We've got a big guest I'm really hoping is about to come on. So y'all hang with us. Thanks for supporting the show. While you're watching this and listening to this, go ahead. Give me that thumbs, would you? Put some comments in there. Go over and give us a rating. We need all that so that we can get loud.
Follows, all the shares.
Yes.
All the 5-star ratings.
Yes. Just engage. Touch it. Touch your restaurant. Touch my face. Whatever you got to do.
Touch it.
Smack my face. Punch it. Whatever.
Just touch it. Just the tip.
Cat.
This is it's going to be a fun show today.
It is going to be fun. It's because we're tired. We get punchy. So what we do on the show is we talk about people that come on and share their experiences, a lot of times being treated by GLP-1s, because this is like revolution, right?
It's revolutionary.
This is for sure I think the best treatments that we've seen since surgery. And a lot of these results rival that of surgery. So it's just a different point in time. So we're glad that you're here and supporting us through it. I've been on GLP-1s for 3.5 years. I lost 100 pounds. I gained back 10, then I gained back 20, then I lost 10, then I gained 20. And this is just where I'm at right now. Like it's just up and down 10, up and down 20. This is just like, and I'm going through the perimenopause too. So that sucks. But we're working it out. Like the one thing I think I've learned, Kat and I kind of learned on the show accidentally, because we get to interview these experts, is that like obesity is a moving target. Like it's just always going to be adjusting. And, that's really what it is. Like it's just constant because you have metabolic adaptation, right? So I don't mean that to discourage you. I just want you to be aware that this is just not, when they say it's a quick fix, it's not. But
you were a fast responder at first, wouldn't you say?
No, I wasn't.
You don't think so?
No, it took me 2 years to lose 100 pounds.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I get it. And if
lots of stalls
right now, they're currently studying like the levels of spectrums of what like different types of obesity could be. So it's still relatively new. This new science, this new study.
It really is. Yeah. And the double agonist is new. Like we talk a lot about that. Like we need to understand that this isn't just like, oh, I have I have a infection, so I take penicillin and blah, blah, blah. It's done. Like it don't work like that, yo. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So
varying degrees and levels.
There is. There's several kinds of obesity.
And they're being studied. Like we don't really know. Like they don't really know yet. We really are.
Little rat faces.
Anyway, that's gonna be a good still, John.
Blah blah blah. Kat and I do all the things. We are besties, and we also advocate. We go and speak on the Hill. We go to Obesity Week. We go to all these different places, and we work with the OAC, which is the Obesity Action Coalition. So we are trying to actually change things and help. And so we are so thankful for all of your engagement. Hint, hint, wink, wink, jab, jab. All right, Kat, who are you? What you doing? Tell everybody why I drink my Coca-Cola.
I'm Kat Carter, and I'm delirious. We're both having sodas. I'm having Pepsi Zero.
Pepsi Zero.
And we are not. I'm not. I'm not paid for that, so I just gave some caffeine a little bit.
Product placement. I will send Pepsi Zero the bill.
Product placement. For the last 3 years, we've been doing this 3 years, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. 3 years in April.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I always talk about, hey, I loved fitness. I was a fitty at 320, and then at 219. And I have noticed, I actually talked to an author a couple of weeks ago, and like we were having a conversation about how people who were on GLP-1s, what's their new relationship with fitness. And so I told her, I said, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Like I've been sweating ever since, like, I'm always sweating.
You're so funny about
anyway,
sweating.
I love to sweat. I do.
I love sweat.
Anyway, I do. Like Richard Simmons. Anyway, stop it, Kim. I need to focus.
I'm sorry.
So I told her, I said, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. But you know what? She got me to thinking. I'm like, it's true. The 100-pound weight loss, and listen, I stalled for 2 years, stalled and gained, and for 2 torturous years. Actually, but now, like, it's definitely everything, divine timing, definitely meant to be. I'm very glad that it's come off so slow. But I told her that I have noticed it does help me connect more to my body. I can move it more. I'm more limber. I would say I've always likened myself to be in relatively good shape, but now that I can move more, and then there's sometimes I forget that I can do things that I couldn't do normally.
Yeah.
And those are the fun, that's the fun part, but losing this 100 lbs, has really helped me connect more on this deeper bro.
Let's talk about fitness, bro. Okay, let's do it. All right. That was a long intro, but we're tired. Be nice. We love you guys. We say we get started. Let's start the show. All right. We're going to invite another guest.
Good, fun, and silly show. So I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to focus on a lot about today. So just like, I'm sure you've seen with the title, but we're going to focus a lot on what it's like when you're in a relationship on GLP-1, or you want to be in a relationship or in a marriage, and how it affects those things, right? Because it does a lot. And so we want to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. And so we're going to invite in our guest and have that discussion. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, we're so excited to be here.
Hello, Kim and Kat.
Hello. We're so glad to have you.
You pet Libby's hair again. See, they were doing this before we got on. There we go.
I can go close. You saw what happened.
We were recording. He was petting her hair, and it was.
I'm not allowed. I can go this close.
It'll just like frizz right out.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Greg, and Libby both, if you guys could just take the time to talk a little bit about who you are, and just so people can know, and then we'll just dive in a little bit from there.
Go ahead, Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg, and this is my lovely wife, Libby. We live in Western Colorado, a little town called Fruita. And I have been on GLP-1s I just had my 1-year anniversary. So I don't know if I get a little gold star to put on the fridge or not, but I've been, I'll let Libby just tell her. So we'll talk a little bit more about it, but it's my 1-year anniversary on GLP-1s.
Yeah.
We need like those little cheers.
I want to know how to make the cool little things that are happening.
I know.
You gotta hold it still, and you gotta have it. The Mac thing.
Yeah.
But there are balloons. We're partying over here, guys. If you can't,
I love it.
I love it. I want
to party. Yeah.
I want, but my wife's the one that was just she never told me to get on it, but she was very motivational because she's been on this whole journey much longer than me. So I figured about a year ago I had to do something, or I'd never be able to keep up with her. So here we are.
Yeah. We're also entrepreneurs. So we own a business together. So we work together. We obviously live together, being married. And now we're doing the fitness thing together. We've owned a business for about 15 years. And that has its own challenges in trying to keep your life together and your health together and your stress together.
Do you have a second to talk about your business?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So we own a company called Growl Agency. This is my office that we're chatting in. So you've got the Growl logo in the background. And so we help companies with their sales and marketing revenue operations. So we come in and implement and optimize a tool called HubSpot. And so we're working, very closely with sales and marketing leaders and more so around changing their processes and identifying friction between marketing and sales and customer service, and even kind of within those teams, and then aligning people with processes and technology.
Yeah. And we have a new book. We have a new book coming out in about 2 months. So we're pretty excited about that. We will send you copies.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's like up our alley. That's like me and Kim all together. Digital marketing strategy. All that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you know all the title and all the things yet? I mean,
it's called Unsprawled, and it's about eliminating the hidden friction in your revenue engine.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a thriller. It's a deep thriller. Yes.
You will not be able to put it down.
It's a whodunit. It's not. It's a cat. You wouldn't even go to sleep tonight if you read it. You'd be so mad you wouldn't put it down, right?
I have to growl.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So cool. I love it. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing with us. That's definitely a big part of your story. I think that we'd love to understand more from Libby's side too, since you kind of were doing this first, how it came about. If we could sort of understand, I think too, how long you've dealt with any issues with weight or when that started, that seems to be a good place where people kind of can unfold their story.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start way back. So, I mean, I have struggled with my weight my whole life. I mean, I remember being a younger girl and, wanting to get in dance and all of that stuff. And my mom is wonderful. So I don't want this to come off terrible about my mom, but, I was in ballet and she's like, you're not quite graceful enough. And I was in jazz, like, not quite bouncy enough and all of that. So, it just didn't quite fit. And, being bigger, probably twice the size of young girls at that point. And I remember a doctor, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. And he said, I was probably like 120 pounds or something like that as a 5th or 6th grader, which was big for a kid that size. And the doctor just said, well, if you can just stay that weight as you grow, then you'll be great. I'm like, because that's how that works. I'm just gonna grow into this weight.
That's what you got to do. That's all it takes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, now probably 40 plus years later, I still remember that. And those kinds of things that hit you pretty deeply. And so yeah, struggled with weight my whole life. Got bigger during college, as most of us did. Gained the freshman 15 and then probably the sophomore 60 and then, more after that. And then came back after college, lost probably 70 pounds. I probably gained and lost 70 plus pounds multiple times in my life. And doing it the smart way, but when you're young, it's easier to lose weight, 1, and 2, as you get sidetracked and you start looking at something else, or your life changes, or your job changes, or you move, you stop focusing on your health and things like that. And so, yeah, just kind of that roller coaster of life. And so my latest journey really is 3 years ago. I was actually considering gastric bypass surgery. I was 130-ish pounds overweight. And we had a friend who mentioned they did it. And I was like, okay, what kind of destigmatized that a little bit for me and was looking into it here at our local obesity clinic and went all through. I mean, I got all the testing done and everything and then had changed jobs. I had kind of stepped away to work for one of our clients right in that time. My insurance changed. That wasn't going to pay for it. Yeah. And I'm actually really glad and nothing against gastric bypass surgery or anything like that. Everybody has their own path. But for me, I'm really thankful that wasn't the path. So I ended up going down the medical weight loss path. And at that time, was just through our obesity clinic doing metformin, phentermine, kind of that cocktail of medication. And it worked for a good portion. Definitely the slow path. That was about 3 years ago. Took me about 2.5 years to lose the 100 pounds, which I'm like you, Kat, said, you were saying, it was slow, but I'm thankful it was slow because it really helped me change my mindset of what weight and just living healthy means for me. So yeah. And then about halfway through that, Greg started his journey. I didn't know he was kind of looking into it or looking into GLP-1s. And all of a sudden he's like, so I'm starting this thing. You're going to see it on the credit card.
Oh my gosh.
And then Greg started his health journey. We really weren't, we were walking a lot and then starting to get some running in, run, walk, but that was the most of our fitness at that point.
Yeah, we started this is a program called Run the Edge. And it was a walk, keeps track of your walk. So in 2024, we did 2,024 miles, right? Combined, whatever you want, doesn't matter. A lot of walking, right? And then we did 2025. So we started building up. And I always considered myself fit, but I was just never really got on a scale. I just kind of, like, well, my pants are, I do not want to go up another size of pants, right? And, I'd be called, like, people go, hey, big guy, and for guys, I know it's completely different, right? I just was like, I think but my health was really bad too. Like my blood work was, there was nothing green about it, right? And my doctor would be like, yeah, you need to do something different, and or you're going to have to go on like statins. And I'm like, what's a statin? And, and then they start going through all this. So I realized I had to do something. And then a friend of mine who had been on GLP-1s, he had said, hey, you should check this out, right? Go look at it, right? Here's what I've been doing. And so that was like, that's kind of how it started for me, because I was like, sure, I'll try it. But it was really Libby's motivation, just because I saw how much better she was feeling. And then she would see my blood work and be like, maybe you should do something about this, right? I didn't even want to show her. I'd be like, go to the doctor, get my blood work. And she'd be like, it's like coming home with a bad report card with your parents, So that's,
yeah.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper. With results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster. Confidence higher. Price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
When you were on, you mentioned like in the beginning, you were trying, phentermine, I'm like, oh, I was so done that one. Metformin, like all these kind of different things. At what point did you switch to GLP-1, Libby?
Yeah, it was about 4 or 5 months ago, probably about 5 months ago. And yeah, so I had hit that 100-pound mark and I just hit a wall. I mean, I'd hit a couple of walls throughout the process, and I could not get through that wall and get past anything else. And Greg had been on Ro and GLP-1s for almost, it's been a year now. So that was in October, I think November.
7 months.
Yeah, so about 7 months, and seeing his success. And we'd gotten to meet some of the Ro team too. So just Ro specifically was really great. And it just gave me a lot of confidence in not only what the medication was, but the support that I would get as a part of that too, which was what was great about being able to do it through our obesity clinic here in Western Colorado, because I had that support that I needed, and I had people that I could talk to. And so, and my doctor was kind of mentioning it too, like, hey, maybe you could switch to this thing. It was starting to become something she could prescribe. It was a little more open starting at that point. And then I just, I went this way because of the reliability and everything that Ro provides from a shipment standpoint. And, that hadn't really dialed in at that point when I started.
And we had a body coach, I guess. Yeah. And it was really great to meet with somebody that I could ask all these dumb questions, I was looking on Reddit, reading really bad things, and getting like, I don't know, is this, what's this going to do? You see all the things, right? And then you look on YouTube and and your channel, and it's like you just start to see like, hey, there's real people doing this, right? Real people, right? And that was the, you know what I mean? And so, and I was looking for specifically guys, right? And so I could be like, is there someone like me, my age range, and that's that's on it, or is it only like and I started seeing a lot of these great stories out there, right? And people sharing, and I was looking at, you look at diet, and you look at going down this rabbit hole too.
Yeah. And I think, Greg being on it, because funny enough, I had actually looked into it a year before. So in November of 2024, about 5 months before he actually started it, he had no idea. I had looked into it. I had actually signed up and paid for Ro, but never took that next step, because I was just still, there just wasn't enough education out there. I didn't know what I was getting into. I'm not a great researcher. I wouldn't do what Greg was doing, get on Reddit and go all over the place. So I either leap or don't leap. And I didn't leap. And it wasn't until he had been on it for a while, and I was learning.
Except when we dated. She didn't leap. There was no leap. She did a lot of research for that. So after that, done. Dating, lots of research.
Did not leap.
Sorry, I had to say that because I'm like, I don't know. It's not quite true, but go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. But, Greg being on it and doing all the research and seeing what his experience was and what, working through some of the early side effects and managing that and changing diet and how that really worked in his life, that gave me a lot more confidence to then go back and try that when I kind of hit
also, we do talk. I know it sounds like we don't because you're like, then he was on it. Then there was a credit card bill. You can imagine what the book is like, right? It's just okay. And then she's like, I never told him. I was early. Yeah. She went to surgery, came out 100 pounds lighter. I didn't even know her, right? No, we do.
Wow. Yeah. Transformations.
Yeah. I know.
What changed for both of you guys in your home? Like what, it sounds like you did a lot together, but like, what were some of like the changes? What were the, good, bad, ugly changes that occurred in your home since you guys both started?
Yeah, I think some of the other good changes, we'll start with good things first. I think some of the other good things were, so one of the things is we both just stopped drinking alcohol. I'm a little jealous of your booze cruise a little bit, but we were professional at it. We were very good at it. And being business owners, that's how we de-stress a lot.
I retired at the top of my game.
Yeah.
Like professional
level.
Professional level. Yeah. Networker with drinks, you doing it all.
There you go.
Yep. Absolutely. So that's one of the good things. Greg stopped drinking first. The GLP-1s, that's another thing with a lot of the research that we've been seeing is it really just helps kind of curb that craving too. And then, so I alongside that, and that's been tremendous for our relationship, for our business, for our health, obviously. And now it's so much easier. I think on the flip side of that, that was so tied to everything that we did that was fun. And so we would go to concerts and be drinking. We would go just out to the bar, on a Friday night or something. And it always involved alcohol. So finding that new fun and what we did as a couple has been challenging. It's been hard for us to figure out like, okay, who are we now as this healthy couple? And I love that we have found fitness, but I also am like, I don't want fitness to be the only fun thing we do. It's not always that fun. Like I want to find some new fun too. And so, that's still something that we're trying to figure out is what does fun look like in this new world where we go to bed at 8 and get up at 4 and how do you fit fun into that life?
It is weird, right? I know.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah. I'd say some of those, I would say the same thing. I think I would say like, when we started to look at like the cost of GLP-1s, and they are coming down in price, right? And I think they will more and more, but I think in the beginning, one, we weren't eating out like we couldn't, like it would just mess up your dietary thing. And I read all that, like, do not eat a cheeseburger if you have a shot. You're going to just, literally I was worried about eating anything, but I did test it a couple times. Like I love pizza. I didn't eat very well. I loved food. And it would mess it up, right? I would go through the initial 2 or 3 months and, the gastro stuff for me. So I was like, I got to figure this out, right? Do my research. The body coach helped and things like that. So that's where that helped me out a lot. So I think, but we save money by not going out and drinking and not eating. Yeah. So I think that was the part that, I felt like paid for the drugs. Yeah. And I was on Reddit quite a bit on the Row side. And I was like anonymous and constant. That's how I got to know everybody at Row because I was this anonymous Reddit poster, like just bashing all these people that were bashing Row.
Were you?
I'm like, you don't even know.
You were.
Yeah. I'm like, who are you? I was like constantly commenting. And Alice from Row was like, that's how she like reached out. Like, who are you? Are you a member? And I'm like, yeah. I said, I just hate these comments. They're just wrong, And I said, it was just from people that were successful. Yeah. And I was like, I tell Libby, I get so irritated, right? I'm like, can you believe this? And, but yeah, I think that was the good. And then, I think losing weight, you just don't, there's certain things we can talk about more. You just don't expect your body's going to change. And as a couple, like she's losing weight, I'm losing weight. You're looking in the mirror. You we literally, sometimes you look in a reflection of yourself and you're like, you don't see that same person, right? That you lose that weight. Right. And I think flappy skin. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff you're dealing with, right? As you get just not the same, right? And you think, I don't feel the age I am. So I'm like, I feel like, well, that's going to tone up. That'll tone up soon. I'll just do some more sit-ups. Not really. Right.
No.
So, which is totally fine. Like I did high rocks. I took my shirt off because it was so hot. I just ran around inside with this competition and I was fine. There's pictures of me all over the internet now. You'll find them. I don't care.
Are you doing Orange Theory?
No, we have a small gym here in Fruita called Out West Training, and it's awesome. And so they got us into the owner of the gym. It's a husband and wife couple that own it, and he had done high rocks before, and he's like, you guys should do it. I think you can do it. And so I was like, I don't think so.
Scott and Lauren Jones of Out West Training. This would be a little plug for them.
Good little plug.
Yeah.
What's the name again?
Out West Training.
Scott and Laura Jones. He has, great couple.
Awesome. Yeah. They've been tremendous for us. Because, one of the other things that we just didn't, I wish we had started sooner was strength training. And, it wasn't until October, so just not that long ago, 4 or 5 months ago, that we started actually doing some strength training. And it wasn't even tied to weight loss. It was, you guys had a whole perimenopause conversation. So that, that's all I hear is like, you don't need more running. You need more strength training, and strong is what you need. And so it was really tied to that, and how as I lose all this estrogen and all of that great stuff that comes with this stage of life, at figuring out, okay, well, I need to do this, and make Greg come with me.
I never liked the gym like that. I just didn't want to go around with, but they were sort of super supportive and kind of told them our story, and it has been a game changer for both of us. Like, we feel so much stronger, and I wish we would have, like, there's things I would have done. I would have gotten on a body scan in the very beginning. I wish someone would have told me that. We did a CT scan, and then I wish I would have known later, like, to track that. Right.
Yeah.
I just never really.
We did a CT scan at Obesity Week. That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So I've done.
It's so helpful because you're more than the number on the scale.
Yeah.
I don't even care what that number is, really, as long as the rest of it is healthy and I'm strong and I can do the things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wish I had done that too. Like, so my husband and I are both on GLP-1s. He got on about 6 months after me. I kind of brought him along, and he struggled at first because we were doing the daily ones, and he had IBS, and it was just not good, and then eventually we got him on the weekly ones, and it helped all of that, and I remember like, and even still sometimes we'll sit around. This is like a big thing that affected our family. I'm curious if you guys experienced it, but we'll be like, we know it's time to eat dinner. We haven't cooked dinner, or maybe we are going to cook dinner. We don't know what we want. And he'll be like, you pick. And I'll be like, you pick. And we can't ever really decide what we want. I have found that the longer we've been on the medicine, that sort of has faded. And now we're like, well, steak. Like, we're going to eat. We'll eat, And, but I'm wondering, do you guys ever had that? Cause like it's just, you sort of describing like, what do we do now that we have this space and this time and this, energy put in different places? Like, I'm wondering if that's anything you guys went through.
Yeah. And even, a little bit of tension too for a while, because Greg was on it so much longer than I was. And I didn't have any of that mindset when I was on the metformin and the phentermine.
Food noise.
Yeah. No, I still had food noise, but I always wanted food and I still wanted the food. And so we'd get to dinner and Greg's like, I'm just going to have a shake for dinner. I'm like, I want dinner. And he's usually the one who cooks dinner. So I'm like, I want dinner. And so then I had to make your dinner. Exactly. I had to figure something out for myself. And then half the time I'm like, well, I guess we'll just have cereal because that's what I eat when it's gone. Not the healthiest choice always, but
gosh, Greg, make the dinner.
I know. Make the woman some dinner.
So then we started, we would meal plan, right?
Yeah.
So we can make
got better.
Partly I was just not, I didn't have my desire to eat was, I have a nutritionist now that I've gotten, and that really, she's helping me try to figure that out, because I still don't, have a good desire to eat. Like, I don't have a desire is the right word, or the craving, I guess, like I used to. Right. Yeah. And every now and then, I quit diet soda. Like, I don't know how, because that was my one thing. I just I drink, probably because a lot of it, because I was like, I don't know, it says I have fruit juice in it, I'll drink some. And then I had to get off of that too, because it was making me kind of edgy, right? probably when you do too much of anything. But I just didn't have a craving. Like I still have that problem right now. I don't have a craving for anything like a burger, a pizza. I think I still have some of that little bit of that head trash, I'll call it, that I'm worried that maybe I'll gain weight. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I never had a problem. Like I never weighed myself before GLP-1s. And then I got on the thing. I was weighing myself on 3 different scales. I'm like, what does this one say? What does this one say? What is this? Because they had, like, well, and I just like, it created this like weird thing in my head.
Yeah.
Right?
We had a scale intervention and got rid of 2 scales.
Again, the food, you're right. Like, and so I try to plan together, and then I get to that day and we're going to make that food. And I'm like, sometimes neither of us want it. We're like, we should eat more salmon. So we have frozen salmon. We're going to make it. I don't know. Salmon just doesn't always seem like it jumps off the plate. Like you're like, can't wait Wednesday's salmon day. Right. And so even though you should probably eat more of that, but I think it is a thing. I mean, I think that's been and I don't know how there is no food noise anymore for me. And I don't know, I'm sure when I figure that out in the future, it'll come back, but I don't have any of that right now.
Do you remember a time before when you had it? Like, do you remember that? Cause I mean,
like early on or before
GLP-1s. Like,
I mean, I would eat whatever I wanted. I mean, Domino's they knew exactly, like I loved Domino. They knew me by name. Like they had come like, I love pizza. Right?
I'm surprised they didn't send a card asking if things were okay when he stopped ordering Domino's all the time.
Yeah.
The wellness check.
Sure, they had a
Domino's wellness check. Where is Greg?
Yeah.
I know. They had to have us. I mean, someone lost some income there with the tips. It was not probably, but I mean, and again, I don't know if it was, probably didn't know the word food noise then. Like, like I would just be like, I don't know. I just liked food. Right. And we would eat late. We're very social because of our business. Like we talked about, I mean, it's not like we're running around drunk all the time. I mean, I probably sounded like that in the beginning of the show. We're only drunk half the time. But no, I mean, we just enjoyed doing things like every normal couple does. Right. And I think but just realized when I was on kind of this unhealthy choices. Right. Or, you just, I don't think a burger is an unhealthy choice, but I think probably when you eat 3 in a day, it's probably not that. So.
Yeah. Maybe just the 3 patties.
Yeah.
Rational.
With a huge thing of fries.
And bacon and wings.
Half the bun. I always say half the bun.
Keep talking. I'm getting hungry.
I know.
I like
it. I think like something, I'm wondering if you guys have experienced it yet based on your time. And especially with Libby having several different kind of interventions, right, that you've done. I had to learn that there is a difference between hunger and food noise. Yeah. And I didn't learn that until about year 2. And then I thought food noise was coming back, but it was just hunger. And I could feel hungry again. Now I still had a wall and I still stopped and all those different things, but it terrified me. I'm curious, like, what was it like for you, like transitioning from those meds to these, and what's it been like being on them a while now?
Yeah, I think, I didn't know the word food noise. I mean, I knew the word food noise, but I don't think I fully understood it until I was listening to another podcast and they were explaining it and really explained it as, not being able to, like, sitting across from someone and not understanding how they can't finish their entire plate. And always thinking about what might be next. But that was the biggest example to me that, like, I can be not hungry and eat a ton of food, or want that. I'm a sweets junkie and want that donut, or I could have just eaten the biggest meal and we walk by a donut, and I'm also gluten-free. So if we walk by a gluten-free donut, I'm still probably eating it. But you never find those things.
Yeah. But, when it's there, when it's a gluten-free,
I gotta go for it. Yeah. And so it was more that, and exactly what you're talking about. It's not hungry. It's very, very different from hunger. It's having that junk in your brain when you're not hungry and still always thinking about dinner. Food. And
if we have it here, like if we're gone out of the house and you come, that food is here.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get back and have the stuff.
Yeah. We have pie here. She'll be like, she knows. Right. And I'm the other way. Right. I could not. And not just, this is a change, that difference we went for, how everybody's affected differently. And that's what I read too. Like one person in a household could be like, I'm starving. Another person's like, I don't want to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
and
weird,
and I never, the food noise never went away with the other medications.
Yeah.
It has gone away with the GLP-1s. I have noticed that with zepbound that I don't think about food the way that I used to. And I have no problems being like, I'm full. And part of that too is I know that if I eat too much, I'm just not going to feel good. But I didn't feel good either. It's just, it is definitely a mind and body shift. And I think your mind being a little more connected to your body and understanding, like thinking ahead of time, like you're going to feel like shit if you eat the rest of that burger or the other half of pizza or whatever it might be on your plate, instead of just stopping and saying like, no, I'm good. It's not about wasting food. It's not about, we all grew up in that generation of clean your plate club. And it's,
we ordered after this High Rocks event, we ordered a pizza together, and we didn't finish it because normally we would both just eat like half. And like, even if we were full, we'd be like, I'm not leaving. That's a waste of money because that's our parents, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My mom grew up, she had like assistance and all the things. And she definitely taught us like, you will be thankful for your food and taught us not to waste. And while these are all, good things, like somebody that's wasteful and all this different stuff. Like I actually remember being the same like generation, most people are in our generation listen to the show. I remember like I was really young. I must have been in kindergarten, and I remember my father talking to his sister and my father telling me to clean my plate. And then his sister saying to him, don't do that. That's why we're all fat. Like I was little. Yeah. So like, they hear, guys, they hear, don't say it, all these years later, like, I remember that but I think like, there's a certain level that I remembered it had to change, where it was like, I used to think of it this way. If I put it on my plate, I was committing to it. Like I was committing to eating it. So then I started like using smaller plates. And then eventually on this medicine, I got to what the crap, just put some food on the plate. And if you eat it, you eat, and you don't. Like, it's weird. Like, but I used to really, really wrestle with that.
Yeah. It's a game we play with ourselves, right? And it's like this, it's a weird game. Like how much protein in a fist of your hand, and on a fist of greens, and you're just like, I can't. One of the things I think I went through is I was, we all go through these stalls, right? And I think I hit a stall. Like you lose weight for a guy. I mean, being me, my journey is of course different than everybody's journey is different, but you're losing weight, and all of a sudden it just kind of like flattens, right? And you're like, goes up a little bit, and you're like, what am I doing, right? And then I think the Royal Body Coach and my doctor, and they're like, track what you're eating. And they were like, not because you're eating too much. And they come back and they're like, you need to eat more. I'm like, that's dumb. I don't understand. You want me to eat more?
That's crazy.
I'm like, I'm not losing weight.
But I'm gaining weight.
I'm like, they're like, that's why you need to eat 300 more calories a day and some more protein. Everybody's like protein, right? Eat some green, have some protein. So I did it in like a month. Then I just started losing weight again. And I'm like, it's just your body. The science, I don't understand it, right? Because that was another thing that happened, right? I just like locked down. My body's like, you've lost enough. I'm putting this whole system in emergency mode, right? And going to hang on to everything. And so then when someone said to eat more, that was really hard for me, right? Because I was so okay with not eating. I was okay with
more.
Eat some. I'm like, I should be excited. Yeah. And now my doctor is like, we want you. She's like, got me through the holidays. And she's like, now we're going to work on how to get you liking food again at the obesity clinic. That's what they do now, because you get so used in your head. And I have a good close friend of mine who's really fit, and he knows I'm on this. And we go out to eat, and I'm like, I'll have a salad. And he's like, he eats a burger and fries. And he's like, Greg, you can have a freaking burger. It's okay once in a while. Not every day, but every time I go with you, you don't eat. You watch me eat. He goes, it's not normal. And I'm like, I think it's normal, right?
It's my normal.
Yeah. And it's just what happens. And it isn't who I used to be, right? So I think you're talking about how things have changed, and you find yourself in weird situations, right? That you're like, and almost like guilty. Like I didn't, like, should I have eaten that? I don't know. Like, and did I enjoy, it's like, and I think that's what I'm probably going through right now. That
could still be like probably like your little old diet culture just dying its slow and ugly death, right?
I mean, legitimately, I tell Kat all the time that my ego has died 1,000 times on this journey. Like it's the hardest,
but most rewarding thing I've ever done. Like, because it's just constant reevaluation of how I see things and my relationship to things and their relationships to me and my relationship to food. And it's just, it changes constantly. Like and I think that so as you go through year one and year whatever, like, especially if you decide to do maintenance, which we should discuss, like if that's something that you plan on doing, like, are you in the club of, am I going to take this forever, or, which are for both of you or either of you?
Yeah. I'll let her go.
I'm not in the club of taking it forever. I would love to get to that point where it has just helped me kind of stabilize where my body naturally wants to be. And then through everything else that we're doing through health, fitness, diet, and just maintaining that type of a lifestyle will help keep me where I want to be. And I think one of the things that gives me confidence is that in all the times that I've gained and lost weight, it's been by myself. And even, I've even done it while we've been together, gained and lost weight. And we were never on the journey at the same time. And this is the first time in our marriage and just relationship, and we've been together 15 years, and that we're on this together at the same time. And so that just gives me a lot of confidence that I can do it. And there's things that I'll have to shift because I am 49. I am going to be entering, I'm in perimenopause, and I'm going to hit menopause, and I'm going to have to eat things differently. I'm going to learn new things now that I have to do, and eat my body weight in protein apparently, or something, any of that stuff that we're going to have to figure out. And I am PCOS and I'm celiac. And so there's just things that you have to adjust. But that I would just love to not add more things to my life. Yeah.
What about you, Greg? How are you feeling? Are you on team as well?
No, I think, I think have you talked to Hannah?
Yes.
Yes. We love Hannah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hannah and I talked about it. We were like, I asked her that and she's like, I'm never going off of this. It's like, and then it's like, she goes, do you look forward to it? And I kind of do. Right. I mean, I think I'll let with Ro, the body coach, working with them. I think there's going to be new things coming out. I'm like a human pincushion when it comes to trying things. I mean, tried peptides. One thing stalled on me. I went to B12 MIC shots. And that kicked it back into gear for me for a while. It gave me some energy back. So, poking myself in my stomach or my thigh or wherever I had to, I was like, sure, I'll try it. Libby's not on that same thing. She's like, but I'm, longevity, right? Like, I think being healthy, what does that look like? So I think, I don't know. You hear these things like, I don't know nothing about microdosing. You hear this on now as a thing with GLP-1s where people are taking it every 10 days or every 20 days or, and again, I have no idea what that means. Right. So I think is the maintenance dose and what that looks like. I think we're all going to learn together over the next year or 2 years. There's going to be, there's already pills coming out, the Wegovy pill. So I think I'm open to see how it goes. I mean, I figure I'm just at that point right now. I'm very fortunate with the weight I did lose and came off pretty fast. I just need to figure out what that feels like to stabilize. So I don't know. We'll have to talk in like 3 months. Now I think what's happening is I'm in this new body where I have new energy, but it's not keeping up to my age. Right. So I'm like lost this weight. Now I'm acting like I'm 30. Right. And my body's like, hold your roll. You're not that. You're old. So I'm going to give you an injury now and then to just kind of slow you down a little bit.
To remind you.
String pull, like your thumb starts to hurt, because you did something.
Every once in a while. Yep. You get that. Yeah.
So you're like, Kat, you were talking about it. You start, you lose what you start to feel good. You move differently, and then you go and do a high rocks event and you're like, now I can't.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah. And I think we're still, like Libby said, we're just learning what it looks like. And I guess what what's exhausting is overthinking everything, right? Overthinking the scale, overthinking what you're eating, overthinking not eating, overthinking eating, I just think like, that's the part that I didn't realize as you go through all this, that you just, before I never thought about this stuff. And now it's like at the top of my mind, right? Yeah. You read labels differently, right? I think it's all good, but I think it's like, I feel like I'm just always thinking about the next move. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think I'm like that too. Like when it comes to I'm so tired of thinking about food. Like, it's not hard for me to wake up and go, I don't know why this is bizarre to me. How am I going to exercise today? How am I going to fit out? Like that to me is a positive thought, but how am I going to get in my protein is a drag.
Yeah.
It is.
Like,
It's a drag. What?
It's a drag.
I want my coffee first thing in the morning.
I'm going to have it, but like, I don't want to be like, ugh, do I eat cheese at lunch? Do I eat ham? Like, I don't want to make the decision. Like I'm just, because I've always I'm like where Libby, like always struggled with my weight. And so for me, it was like my entire life has been choosing what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to eat next. And my food noise was like it just would just perpetuate. Like it would start as soon as I woke up. I bet it was happening when I was sleeping too. I definitely dreamed about food. And then when I would wake up, like I would be in the middle of a meal and I would be thinking about what I was going to eat.
That's the
I
part.
wouldn't even be done with the meal. Like it was always like that for me. And that was when I remember like when the shortage happened for us. The first time, because Kat and I've been at this a minute.
About 3 years ago. Four. It was 22. Was it 2022 and 23?
Yeah. And the shortage was going on. And we were all panicking because that was really when compound was really starting to take hold. And we were all kind of panicking. And it wasn't because we all didn't want to get fat again, although none of us, I'm using air quotes, my friends, right? But it was because we couldn't go back. I don't think any of us knew like how torturous that was, right? To constantly feel ruled by food, right? And then realize that wasn't you. That was your disorder. That was your metabolic dysfunction. And then you fixed that, quote, fixed, right? And then now you're kind of like the best you, right? And in quite quote control, right? And then it's like, you can't go back. And people were full panic. Like I would have people message me that would be like, I would rather die. They would say that. And it's not because of the weight. I mean, that's the thing too, but it's because of the pain, right? And that comes with the weight, right? And that's mental and physical, So like I have people that are of different minds on the show about if they want to stay on it or not, or if they want to stay on any of them or not. I would tell you that has changed for me. Like I used to be like GLP-1 to hospice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And then I've noticed that being on it a long period of time, I have a lot of, at the higher doses for a long time, I get a lot of flat feeling, which is called anhedonia, I think is how you pronounce it.
I've read that. Yeah.
And so I think that there's merit to going down in dose, or maybe merit in taking breaks and trying or switching to different ones or something like that. Like, I think that it's easy for us to get on the let's do this forever train because it seems to make logical sense. But there are things that are involved in this. And sometimes you have to stop for surgery and like just it's all these different things, And I think like, so I used to be that person. And now I'm kind of like, I don't know. Now, what I will tell you is the doctors that have been on the show. Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to say it for the record. The doctors are saying this all now, but we have a problem with trust with doctors because they were saying the opposite thing not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? But what a lot of the doctors and scientists say on the show is that, the dysfunction is still there, right? So even when you stop your treatments and, this dysfunction is still there. And that would track for me for sure, because I've had obesity forever. Like I remember my first diet was when I was 8 and having food noise when I was 8.
Hey, Plus Siders. We're so glad that you were able to tune in for part 1 of the episode. Part 2 will be posted next week. We look forward to seeing you then. Have a great week. And remember, you're not alone. It's not your fault.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Ro helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Losing weight with GLP-1s is possible through Ro.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity, related diseases and disorders, and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.